first girlfriend was named Lulu, and she was so special. Though we were only 8, it was puppy love. I believe she was my first musical inspiration when it came to love songs. I can still smell the fragrance of her innocence. Lulu and I had a very special bond that, even at our young age, felt futuristic. Ours was the kind of bond that young people talked about when they say they're gonna grow up and get married and just be together forever. And though it sounds like a fairy tale, it's what me and Lulu believe in our hearts. Nobody could tell us anything different. Sometimes Lulu and I would play house, yeah. All kids in the hood play house. We built a make-believe house out of a big cardboard box. That's why we put in the backyard. We cut openings for windows and hung fresh paper towels to look like curtains. We took crayons and drew little decorations on the walls. We got a toilet to look like a rug and placed it on the ground. I hope y'all can hear me. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. And I gotta be at work 8 o'clock. Well, at 8:30. We did everything we could to make it pretty. Inside the cardboard house we had a make-believe kitchen where Lulu served me a make-believe lunch. We sat on the toilet and drank make-believe coffee just like our mothers did. We just sat there and looked at each other. Lulu had a light brown eyes and a smile that made me smile. In our make-believe dream house, Lulu and I made a vow to be girlfriend and boyfriend forever. Now listen, pause. Now my commentary on that is, R. Kelly seems like he's the type of nigga that like love. Now R. Kelly, if you listen to this, we cool and everything, but yeah. I'm gonna have more commentary on this shit. Let's take a walk, Rob, Lulu said to me one day. It had rained earlier, but the sun finally came out, and walking sounded good. We left my backyard hand in hand. Little 8-year-old me was floating on love. Across the street on Corncourt Drive sat Beacon Hill Elementary School. A wire fence had been built to keep kids away from Thorn Creek. Now, listen, I don't know what the fuck Thorn Creek is. Now, mind you, R. Kelly's from the South Side, and y'all know I don't really give a fuck about the South Side, which rushed like a river between Beacon Boulevard and the railway line. I like the river, said Lulu. I like looking at the water. Me too, R. Kelly said. Although there was a sign on the gate that said, danger, keep out, there was also a hole in the fence that back on us in. The rains had swollen Thorn Creek. The water flashed faster and stronger than normal. We were fascinated just to look down at the water, which had a rhythm of its own. After a while, a bunch of kids came along. They were laughing and carrying on. One of the kids, a boy bigger than me, said, hey, this is our river. What are you doing here? River belongs to everyone, said Lulu. You can't own a river. Hell, I can't, said the boy as he stepped up to Lulu. I said, it's my river, and y'all get out. I stepped in front of Lulu and said, we were here first. We're not leaving. Out, the boy screamed. It's our river too, I screamed back. With that, the big kids started pushing and shoving. Y'all heard the birds chirping. And one of them pushed Lulu so hard she fell backwards into the water. Before I knew it, she was struggling to get out. I reached for her, but the fast-moving current, stronger after the rain, was carrying her away. I didn't know how to swim, neither did she. No, real black people don't know how to fucking swim. The other kids were running away, and she was screaming, Rob, Rob, and I was screaming, Lulu, Lulu. Suddenly, she was out of sight, beyond the river's bend. I started yelling out for help, but I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was hysteric. I was jumping up and down, and after what felt like forever, some grown-ups arrived. I explained what had happened. and following them down the stream until they came up upon a big rock. So this is my thing. This is what I'm gonna say. Why the fuck would they mother? Why would R. Kelly mama and his girlfriend Lulu's mama allow 2 8-year-olds to go outside? Why the fuck they can't see them? That's a problem. That was Lulu. Her head crushed against the rock. There was Lulu. Her head crushed against the rock. She wasn't talking, wasn't moving, but there was a lot of blood coming from her head. Lulu can't be dead, I screamed, but the gush and the blood and the women moaning told me what I didn't want to hear. That's sad. That's traumatic for him. And that's probably why he's with that low down, dirty bitch, Drea Kelly. I'm gonna say more as I finish this. I wanted a Lulu to come back. Wanted this day to start over. This time, me and Lulu wouldn't go inside the fence. We wouldn't go near the water. We'll go back to our cardboard dream house and sit on our make-believe rug. We'll go there and live happily ever after. Death couldn't be this real. Lulu's life could be snuffed out like this. Lulu's life couldn't be snuffed out like this because some fool pushed her too hard. It didn't make sense. Lulu couldn't be dead. She's alive. I knew that I'd be seeing her smiley eyes as soon as I woke up from this dream. But it was no dream. It really happened. Yeah, that's sad. That's really sad, and that's traumatic. And an 8-year-old don't know what to do with that. And that's why R. Kelly's probably the way he is, because all of the trauma he's faced in his life. Now, I'm not excusing the things he did, but just put yourself in his shoes. He just watched his little play girlfriend, no disrespect, die. He witnessed her dead body. That's traumatic. And that's probably why he chooses low down, dirty line bitches like Drea Kelly. Listen, I don't believe anything Drea Kelly says about anything because her stories have changed over and over and over. And also, this is another thing about Drea that pisses, that's shaky with her, is you were saying when she was married to her other husband that R. Kelly was her best friend and he was the king of R&B, but then 3 years later, he's beating your ass. He beat your ass, and we know, Drea, if you hear this, you helped him with them little girls. Ain't no fucking way you was married to that man for like 15 years and you ain't help him get them girls. That night, I was still in a state of shock. Mom, sensing what I was dealing with, held me close in her arms and said, "Wasn't your fault, baby. You couldn't do anything to save her. Lulu was in heaven now. Lulu is in heaven now. She's with the Lord, sweetheart, and you're with me. It's okay to cry. Cry all you need to, baby, because I got you. I'm with you. I'm right here." My mother's words helped, but she couldn't change the awful truth that Lulu was gone. I kept seeing her caught up in the corner, reaching out for me. I heard her screaming out to me, watched the river, watching Lulu away until she disappeared. Gone forever, a beautiful butterfly lost in a raging storm. Yeah, that's sad. Also, a lot of people that have traumatic experiences like that can see that shit over and over again as they get older. That's why you gotta go to therapy. When I was about 9 years old, I had a strange dream I never forget. I was in this house where everything was white. Walls, floors, ceiling carpet, bricks on the fireplace, curtains at the windows. I saw myself seated at a white piano and playing a song. This was weird because at 9 I didn't know how to play any kind of instrument, but in this dream the melodies were flying off the keys and filling the room. It was as if I was in the midst of a musical storm.